Let's move to the Jonah Hill joint because this is where it gets a little spicier.
Okay.
Jonah Hill, actor who we first seen him in Superbad. I think his best role was in Wolf of Wall Street.
You think that was his?
Yeah. Come
okay.
on. He did a thing in there.
Yeah, he had a few good roles.
Right.
He was in War Dog.
Okay.
Dogs.
All
I
right.
like that.
Okay. He did a thing though. He's
did
a
it.
good.
He's a good actor. Yeah, he
Right.
is. He is.
He was dating a woman for a couple of years. I mean, he was dating a surfer. He met her, and they since broke up. Fast forward to present day, he has a baby with the new woman, and the surfer girl took this time to put out some old text of Jonah Hill and hers breakup. And they basically broke up because of...
How long have they been broken up?
They've been broken up for a year and a half now.
Okay.
And she put out a couple of texts of him, and people were saying that he's a narcissist and he's insecure, but this is how the text reads. Plain and simple, if you need to surf with men, boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are unstable and are from wild past. I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for romantic relationships. My boundaries with you are based on the way these actions have hurt or trust. So he's basically saying that he doesn't want her surfing with other men, having friendships with other men.
Okay.
Posting pictures of herself in a bathing suit. She's a surfer. Yeah. He doesn't want her modeling. He doesn't want her in friendships with women who are in unstable places.
Wait. You said she's a what?
She is a surfer.
Oh, okay.
And he met her as a surfer.
Right. And
when I read that as she was a feeler. She had a checkered past, and she was in the Hold to the Housewife program. And these were the things that she would have to adhere to get back or to get into the graces of being wifey. She was basically in a wifey, when let's say like a wifey boot camp.
If you have to, the first thing I'm thinking about is if you have to lay out a list like that, it's the wrong chick in the first place.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
he was trying though.
Yeah. Right. It sounds a bit. I say. It sounds a bit insecure.
Okay.
Like he has had trauma in his past.
Okay.
Right? Where, I don't know, he might have got cheated on.
Mm-hmm.
He might have had chicks that, told him that I'm cool with this dude or whatever, but it wound up being another situation or whatever.
Right.
Like, our boundaries are set by our experiences in relationships, our past experiences. You know what I mean?
Not necessarily.
I believe so,
They could be set by predictors too. What you think someone can do based on their past as well too.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
If you met somebody who had a checkered past and you wanted to get them on a straight and narrow, you would have to put certain guidelines in place for these people to.
That's a red flag in itself, though. Who does that though? Would you? Okay. Now you said she was on the from Hold to a Housewife wifey plan.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Would you ever put a chick on that program?
I've tried. I ain't gonna hold
you think it could ever work?
No, it ain't never gonna work. because you can't change people, and that's the long and the short of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna change. You are who you are before you got here. You ain't never gonna change nobody.
I think people can change. You're not gonna change them. If they want to change themselves,
Yeah,
they can.
But once they're put in certain situations, they're gonna revert back to them to their old selves. It ain't gonna happen. I felt like he seen her moving around. He dug her. He caught her. He was like, "Yo, I'll give this a shot." And if it got serious, these are what you would have to do for me to get serious with you. Mm-hmm. She didn't oblige. He moved on. He got a new joint, and he moved on. You know what I mean? He just had a baby.
Okay.
With a new shorty.
But he may, I don't know if he could just be, those could be his boundaries for everybody. You saying it might just be specifically for her, but he could be dealing with his own trauma.
Right.
You understand what I mean? And, yo, you got to understand, man, this dude was overweight.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't Brad Pitt or George Clooney or somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fat kid that lost some weight, gained back some weight or whatever.
Yeah.
Now he got a semi-cool look now.
And his paper's up.
But yeah, when you're in that situation, you gotta figure out if somebody's using you for you or they really like you.
So let's get to the heart of the conversation. What's the difference between boundaries and control?
I think it could be a fine line. See, this is what I wanted to say earlier, but I forgot. I lost the thought, but it came back. Is that all boundaries don't have to be spoken, right? So, right. All right. So if we're here, right, we're doing a podcast, and we have a preacher on the podcast.
Yeah.
Just subconsciously, we're not gonna curse as much, right? You're like, oh, sorry. You know what I mean? Because we're here with somebody of the cloth or somebody religious.
Well, that's people who adhere to polite society, but certain people don't. There would be we know people that would sit here with a preacher and
those
curse.
are exceptions to the rule. Okay. Most people, if they're sitting with somebody who's somebody of a religious faith, like a minister, a pastor, something like that, and we're podcasting, they're not gonna be dropping F-bombs and shits and all that stuff like that. They're probably going to curb their language, right?
But what if let's hypothetically we have a third, guy, but let's just say we have a third guy. He's a wild card. He's great on the pod, but we do have a preacher on, and he is cursing. On the next podcast meeting, aren't we gonna set a boundary for him?
No, we would set a boundary for him.
Now we're gonna say, listen, when we have someone that has a little, title on them, or you should kind of dial it back a little bit, right? That's the same thing.
No,
maybe he was out in public with her, and mass surfer bros were giving the pelvis to pelvis hugs.
I get it. But all I'm saying is that you're gonna like naturally you're going to learn a person, and you're gonna have an idea of what would be cool with them or what won't be cool with them. They don't have to say something, right? Yeah. If a chick says, yo, my ex-boyfriend, he would not call me for days on end, right? So you know that she's big on communication. Like, yo, you got to call me on a regular basis. You can't just MIA, right? Hold on. Go. And then if you gonna know, she don't have to say like, yo, you better call me. I need a call at least every day. She don't have to say that because she told you the trauma that she's been through, right? Okay. And the same thing with a preacher. It's like, yo, you're just gonna show a certain respect because you're gonna assume like, yo, he's a man of the cloth. He don't curse like that. I'm not gonna curse. I'm gonna show respect, right? Mm-hmm. And it's about respect. If you have respect for the person that you're with or you're dating, it's gonna be certain boundaries. They're not gonna cross certain boundaries.